It's the best weekend in golf. We have the Masters tournament at Augusta National. Ethan, welcome. As always, we're doing our quick little breakdown of our betting preview for the Masters. Again, nothing too crazy here. We are giving out an extra outright this week, just because it is the Masters. It's the best tournament in golf, the best major, the first major, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll be giving out two outrights, a longer shot. We'll give a top 20 pick, a miscellaneous pick, and then as always, me and Ethan will put our two some of our bets together for a dog leg parlay, 2 leg parlay, and hopefully we can hit those. Last week, you almost hit the outright there. I had Andrew Putnam at the plus 125, no, 12,500 odds. I think. I don't know. When you get to that many zeros, it gets confusing. But he finished third, blew up on the 18th, so that one was close. Um, Still searching for our first outright bet. And what better time to hit an outright than Augusta National? But Ethan, welcome. How you feeling about the tournament? How you feeling about your predictions heading into Augusta?
Yeah, I'm honestly just now looking over my notes for last week's tournament. I don't think I did very well, but didn't pay a ton of attention. Very excited for the Masters. I think I mentioned last week I'm going to be out of town Thursday through Sunday, so unfortunately, I'm probably not going to get to watch much of the Masters here. Maybe in my 4-hour layover in Atlanta on Sunday, I'll get to watch the final round. But really looking forward to it. You know, it's a tournament that's very easy for me to prep for. I have the same kind of group of guys that I look for every single year, so we're going to get into some of those. But yeah, as far as golf goes, best weekend of the year. And honestly, with college basketball ending last night, you know, it's well, first off, congrats to you with Michigan winning it all. But you know, one of our babies when it comes to sports and with that and football. Now that those are ending, it's nice to kind of have like a buffer week here with the Masters still going on, so it's not just cold turkey into baseball season. But yeah, really looking forward here to the Masters week.
Yeah, as always, we try to keep this really short and simple. We're not PGA experts at all. So if you guys do want some more course details, some stats to look at, make sure you guys do check out some other videos out there. We just try to keep this real short for you. But a couple little stats I want to bring up here. Seems like Augusta and usually majors in general favor the big boys here. There's not too many, like I said, long shots that win these, and the Masters especially. I think they are when you think of like the last, like their average winners world ranking, I think it's like sixth in the world that's winning the Masters in the last 25 years. There's a couple outliers. The last outlier, believe it or not, in the last 10 years was Hideki, who is, we all know Hideki is an absolute tank, Matsuyama. He was top 25 in the world and he was the outlier. So it's usually big hitters here. Obviously, there's some weird ones with Angel Cabrera, like in, when was that, 2008? We had Zach Johnson and another one of those years, but it's usually the big hitter. So just keep that in mind. And then the course is, of course, like no other. Does favor some long drivers. You don't have to be that accurate unless you get into that pine straw. Their second cut, they don't call it the rough because it's the Masters. Their second cut is just like grass in your backyard. It's not dense or anything. But as soon as you get in that pine straw, it's a problem. And then your approach shot is, you just see the approaches on Augusta. They're extremely important. You need a lot of accuracy, thought put into them. The greens are a nightmare. So accuracy on approach shot is another big course detail. But I'll start it here with my favorite player to win it outright. And again, big names here. I'm not going to take the chalky Scotty. I'll be betting, or I'll be rooting for Scotty. I might even throw $5 on Scotty, but I'm not going to give out Scott. I'm going to go with Xander Schauffele as my first outright winner, plus 1,400 on DraftKings here. The dude is kind of on fire right now. He has a fourth, a third, and a seventh already on the year. He has done great at the Masters, finishing eighth twice. He had a second place finish. He has a 10th place finish and a 17th place finish. One missed cut in there as well. I think that was, no, that was before his injuries. But yeah, has done Augusta really well. Is playing well right now. Looks like he's getting back to his form before his injury problem. So I like Zan quite a bit. He's a very accurate player. Obviously, one of the big names, has multiple major wins, 0 at Augusta. But I like Zan to get it done. How about you, Ethan?
I'll roll right into that too. I like Xander as well as one of mine. I have him as high as 18-1. So definitely
Woo!
shop around where you're getting Xander. But yeah, this is one that I've locked in already. I'll just kind of piggyback on what you said. Top 10 for the last 5 Masters that he's played in. He's been, like you said, 3 top 10s in his last 5 tournaments that he's played this year. 2 of those top 5s, which I believe were his last 2 that he played in. Just playing really hot right now. He had those injuries that took him a little while to get over, but he's back to playing top golf right now, 18-1, or even 14-1. But again, shop around here. just a crazy number when, I'd say he's as good, if not, well, he's as good as the Rorys, the Scotties, the Brysons, the guys that are priced quite a bit worse than he is. So I'm right there with you, Xander.
Yeah, that's a great point about shopping around, especially when it comes to outright bets. All these different sports books have a bunch of different odds, and make sure you shop around. If you guys do need some deposit matches or new customer deposit matches, make sure you guys do check out our website, bettergreen.com. We have every pretty much betting app out there. We can get you guys a nice little deposit match there, as well as Underdog and other player fantasy apps as well. So make sure you do check that out if you want that. I'll continue with my next outright. I'm going to go Cam Young here. A guy that is getting a lot of traction. I'm worried it's a little too popular here, but he won the Players. He has another third place finish and a seventh place finish. His Masters has either been a miscut or a top 10. He has a miscut, seventh, ninth, miscut. So a little inconsistent there, but if he's hitting it well like he is this year, he should get a top 10 finish, and he has just a great stroke for Augusta. Another little stat that I forgot to mention: Augusta does favor right to left hitters. So, what is that? A little bit of a fade, and Cam Young has kind of figured that out. So his swing works. I like Cam Young. I'm seeing plus 2,000 odds, but make sure you guys do shop around. But I think it's a great spot for him to win it, placements, you name it, for Cam Young.
Yeah, I like Cam Young there as well. Someone I looked at, but I'm gonna get chalky and I'm gonna give out Scotty here. You can get him as high as 6-1, and that's about where I'd want this. But just straight up, I do actually find value on Scotty. If you ask me, do I think Scotty wins this tournament 1 out of every 6 times? Yes, I do. So I have to take him at plus 600. He's won 2 of the last 5 here. Hasn't played in a while, and has honestly, he's looked bad in the last tournaments that we've seen him at. Tied for 12th at the Genesis, tied for 24th on Arnold Palmer, tied for 22nd at the Players, which in Scotty Scheffler's, world, that is not good finishes there. He had a massive streak of top 10 finishes that he did end up blowing at the Genesis, and then obviously those outside the top 20. But he's taking time off. I know he just had a kid like 2 weeks ago, but it's his second kid. So I think that's different than when he had that first kid that completely changed up his routine and everything. He's a little bit more used to it now. And I do think you might be getting added value just based on those finishes that weren't quite as good as what we're used to. Maybe the time off, the new kid. But I trust that the time off has helped him. I trust that the kid, being the second, isn't going to be much of a distraction for him. And like I said, I just think he wins this tournament at least 1 out of every 6 times at plus 600. Just got to go with Scotty here.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a guy who I want to win, which is Scotty, hands down. I'll be rooting for him. I'll probably throw $5 on him, $10 on him, just because he is my guy. I love Scotty so much. Did not know he just had. I think it was 9 days ago he had a kid. Did not know he was going through that. But yeah, no one cares about the second child, right?
Yeah.
As two, well, I guess you're a twin, but two firstborns. But anyways, yeah, I love Scotty. I love it. I'll go to my little bit of a longer shot again. I wouldn't get too crazy here. On odds, but I'm gonna take a guy that's at plus 3,500 odds. And I said I was gonna take him. I gotta stay true to my word. He has been fighting a back injury. He has not played in a while since withdrawing, but I'm taking Colin Morikawa. I said I was gonna take him. I gotta take him. He has a win at Pebble this year. He has a seventh place finish. He has a fifth place finish. Then he had the back spasms, which he withdrew. I think was the Players, then did not play last week. But he has great course history as well at the Masters: 14th, 3rd, 10th, 5th. I don't love the injuries here, but I think you're getting a discount on the price. If he was playing in those last two, I think he's probably right up there at the Zan numbers at the plus 15 to 1,800. So I think you're getting a discount on Colin Morikawa. He's had a lot of time off. Hopefully, he can figure out that back. But I just got to take it because I said I was going to take it like 3 weeks ago. So I got to stay true to myself here.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit longer here, but it's not one that I think I'll be locking in. I just think there is some value on the number, but I'm looking at Justin Thomas plus 7,500. Just think that number is kind of crazy. We've seen him struggle. We saw him come back from injury. I faded the hell out of him. I believe that was, I don't remember what tournament that was, but he missed the cut. His putting was terrible. He finished dead last in the field. I believe he worked on his putting then over that next week, came back out, played a lot better there in his last 2 tournaments. I believe he tied for 8th at the Players and then tied for 30th at the Valspar maybe. So we've seen him, play a little bit better after that one terrible tournament where he returned. He did finish fourth here in 2020. He has missed the cut in 2 of the last 3 years at the Masters, but I just think we're seeing kind of more prime Justin Thomas, and really outside of his putting, he's been pretty damn consistent in other facets of his play. It's really just been that putter that's given him trouble, and I think he's found a way to somewhat fix that here in the last couple of tournaments that he's played. I just think it's 75-1. Also, I know, March Madness just ended. We always get those criteria of this has to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen. Here's your 3 teams that can win the championship. I saw a similar thing for the Masters where like 19 of the last 20, actually our buddy Alex Caruso tweeted that out, had basically 9 golfers that were actually live to win the Masters if all that criteria rings true. Justin Thomas was one of those 9. So, I just think it's a value number at 75-1. Do I think he's actually going to win? Probably not. But, do I think he could be live on Sunday? Probably.
Yeah, I saw those odds and I was a little flabbergasted at that. That's a little disrespectful for JT, but yeah, he's another golfer I like. I don't hate that bet at all. Throw a couple bones at that one, get yourself a potential nice payout there. I'll move to our, top 20 pick here. This one's simple here. I hate the guy, but his death taxes and Patty Reed in the top 20 at Augusta. I mean, this guy has figured it out. He has figured Augusta out. I don't know I don't know how, but he has figured this course out. He won it in 2018. Since 2018, he has a 3rd place, a 4th place, a 12th place, and an 8th place. This guy just figures out Augusta. I don't know why. I don't know how. He's a very unlikable golfer. He might cheat a little bit out there in the bunkers or in the rough, but this guy's figured it out. I got to take him. It's plus 125, including ties, I believe, over there on DraftKings. So don't like the guy, but you got to take the bet for me on Patty Reed.
Yeah, I'm going to a guy we talked about a little bit pre-show. I got Corey Connors plus 182, including ties for top 10 or top 20. And yeah, same thing. This guy just has figured out Augusta. He's finished top 10 here 3 of the last 5 times. His last 2 tournaments that he's played in, he has finished in the top 20 at the Players and the Valspar this season. So he's in good current form, has really good course history here. Seems like he's competing on Sunday, almost every time that we come here to Augusta. His strokes gains number, he is 72nd on the PGA Tour. He is 140th in putting. So that is, kind of the downfall there. But tee to green, 32nd, approach 16th. So more of that iron play, short game. A little bit better there for Connors. But again, just a guy that has this place figured out. I expect him to compete, kind of contend for a win. I was telling you off air, I found 126-1 on Connors to win. I had to take it. Do I think he's going to win? Probably not, but I do think it competes on Sunday. I think he gets himself another top 20 here at Augusta.
Yeah, I love it. I was telling Ethan pre-show here, one of the golf guys I follow pretty religiously is pretty high on Connors this week, so that might be enough to sway me on that one. Going on to the miscellaneous bet. Again, this can go from anything. It can be an outright, a top 20, a matchup. I found this under the special tab over there on DraftKings, and it's the big guns versus the fields. And guess what? DraftKings did a fantastic job because they sold me here. It's minus 112 for any of Scotty, Rory, Rahm, Oberg, Zan, or Bryson DeChambeau to win it. So you got 6 big boys, the 6 favorites, them versus the field. Like I said, Augusta and majors in general seem to, the big guys come out and play and perform and win. So I probably got scammed on that bet. But again, that's Scotty, Rory, Rahm, Oberg, Xander, Schauffele, or Bryson DeChambeau to win it against the field, minus 112 on DraftKings. I took a shot on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's who I would see winning is one of those guys. So honestly, I might sprinkle that one as well just to kind of cover the top part of the field there. But I'll talk about one of those guys here in my miscellaneous. I'm going Bryson DeChambeau head-to-head for the full tournament against Rory McIlroy. And this just kind of has everything that you and I like. We're fading last year's winner with Rory. Kind of had a crazy Sunday to finally get that first green jacket for him. Very emotional win. And just so hard to repeat at the Masters here. So just don't think it's going to happen here for Rory. Bryson, I believe, I don't follow Liv very close, but I believe he's won the last 2 Liv events, finished top 10 each of the last 2 years here. He's been in contention, obviously being in top 10 the last 2 years. I just feel like this could be Bryson's year. I don't hate him on the outright market as well. I actually bet him at like 13.5-1, I think. outright. But yeah, just I really like Bryson in most of the matchups you can get. I like John Rahm as well, or Bryson over John Rahm. But I do like the fade on Rory here. Not that I think Rory's going to be bad. I just don't think he's going to be quite as well. He's not probably going to win it. He definitely could, but I don't see him winning it. I like the value with Bryson, minus 115 head to head with Rory.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. And I'm glad you brought up the live results there. I forgot to bring up the DP World Tour, which is where Patty Reed is playing, but he does have 2 wins this season on the DP World Tour. This is a major, so we are getting a couple of different leagues forming. I know we only usually follow the PGA, so just keep in mind that a couple other golfers in some different leagues. So thank you for bringing that up. Going over to our dogleg parlay again. This is a 2-legger that me and Ethan cook up here. Started the season off hot, since got a little cold, but hopefully we can get back hot in the winning column for our parlay here. I'll start it off. I'm going to take Ludwig Oberg, top 20 finish here. I wanted to take him outright, but the dude is an absolute choker. I mean, the last however many tournaments, he has either been in the lead or close to league and then just lead and then just fumbles on Sunday. He was leading the players by like 3 or 4 strokes heading into Sunday, completely collapsed. But I don't know. He has a 7th and a 2nd at Augusta in his 2 starts. One of the hottest starts ever at Augusta. This is only his 3rd start there, but I like him to continue to doing it. He might even be in the lead, and maybe he gets the win. Maybe he doesn't fall apart like he has been the last couple weeks, but I think he's going to be in contention, so I'll take him top 20 as my dog leg parlay leg.
Yeah, I like that. One of the guys that I listen to, he has Oberg as his favorite outright this week. So it might be worth you sprinkling, but also, like you mentioned, your miscellaneous top guns versus the field, you get Oberg in there. So yeah, I do like that. Excuse me. I have talked about a lot of my favorite golfers here: Scheffler, Connors, DeChambeau. Got to go with probably my 4th guy, Jake Knapp. Here.
There it is.
We'll play it safe. We'll do top 40 minus 184. Not going to go over all the numbers for Jake Knapp. He's still strokes gained total. He is still number 1 on the PGA Tour this year. He just had another tied for 8th in his last tournament that he played. Last year was his first year at the Masters. He did not do so well. I think he tied for 55th, but he did make the cut. He did play 4 days at Augusta. So we got the full, Thursday through Sunday, which just builds the experience. Obviously this year, way better than what he was last. So it doesn't really bother me that his course history is not very strong. I like that he at least made the cut. Obviously current form. So top 40 minus 184, a little chalky. If you want to get less chalky, I did write down top 30 is minus 106. But we'll play it safe with the top 40.
Yeah, I put those two together. Ludwig top 20, Knapp top 40, including ties. That is a plus 160 dogleg parlay odds there. Good enough for me at the plus money there. So I was just waiting for you to take Jake Knapp. I was wondering what aspect or what criteria you're going to take him on, but I like it. And like I said, or like you just said, Knapp has only played Augusta once with a 55th finish, but he's a much different golfer this year than he was. I think that was last year, maybe 2 years ago. I'm not sure when he played there, but he's a much better golfer now, especially like you said, his current form. So I like it quite a bit. But yeah, can't wait for Augusta. Download that Masters app because this is a pain in the old behind to watch Augusta. I don't think the freaking TV comes on to like 3, and the guys start at 8 a.m. So it's just kind of a nightmare to watch watch Augusta. But I can't wait. Ethan, do you have anything to add before we sign off here?
Yeah, it's the annual changing of the guards. You delete the March Madness app, you download the Masters in its place, and roll right into it. But no, this is to be completely honest with you guys, this tournament will make or break my golf season. It's just if I do well, I'm gonna win because I don't bet that many. Usually a play or two on the tournaments. If I do poorly here, I'm going to lose in golf this year. So I'll have a lot of action. Cannot wait for it. Hopefully one of the guys we talked about wins. I think, there's a good chance they will, but feeling good about it. Really, really excited for this weekend.
Yeah, let us know who you guys have in the comments for winning Augusta. And then if you guys are interested in this, please make sure you guys do like, comment, and subscribe. We don't just cover golf here. We cover everything. We do have our NFL draft mock video coming out here. We will have draft props moving forward. But yeah, it's getting to that time of the year where it's baseball. We do have NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs coming, so we'll have content for that. But yeah, make sure you guys do stick around and subscribe if this is something you're interested in. It greatly helps us continue to do this. But until then, guys, enjoy the tournament, and we'll see you in our next episode. Later, guys.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You better win green, eh? You better win green, eh? You better win green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast. Better win green.